In early 2025, as legal troubles intensified for Sean "Diddy" Combs, a striking image emerged from a Los Angeles courthouse that ignited social media platforms across the globe. A young man donning a Free Diddy hoodie was escorted solemnly out of the courtroom, his face composed but unmistakably under scrutiny. That man was none other than Christian Casey Combs, known in the entertainment and fashion world as King Combs. As the only son of Diddy and the late Kim Porter, King Combs has long lived in the periphery of massive fame, but this moment pushed him directly into the center of public attention. This was not the first time Christian had been in the spotlight, but the timing, amid his father's high-profile legal chaos, added gravity to his presence. The image became symbolic, a son caught between familial loyalty and a desperate effort to assert his independence. The event resurfaced questions that have haunted him throughout his life. Is Christian just the privileged child of a hip-hop icon, or is he truly carving his own path? This turning point launched widespread public interest in uncovering the truth about King Combs' journey, one that is far more complex than luxury, celebrity, or the accusations surrounding his family legacy. And as the court case unraveled, so too did a more intimate, untold story, that of a young man fighting to emerge from a shadow that stretches across the history of hip-hop itself. Christian Casey Combs entered the world on April 1, 1998, into what can only be described as the highest tier of American musical aristocracy. His father, Sean "Diddy" Combs, was not merely a chart topper. By 2024, Forbes estimated his fortune at over $900 million, built through music, branding, fashion, and relentless entrepreneurship. Christian's mother, Kim Porter, was a celebrated supermodel and actress, renowned not just for her beauty but for her poise and grace within the entertainment industry. Christian's childhood was set against the backdrop of Beverly Hills mansions, lavish parties, and platinum records hanging on the walls. Imagine hallways lined with magazine covers, luxury vehicles like Rolls-Royce Phantoms parked in the driveway, and celebrity guests gracing the family dinner table. But such opulence came with its own hidden toll. From the very start, Christian was under the world's lens, with expectations stacked as high as the family fortune. There was no anonymity, no casual adolescence. Every moment was measured against the legacy of a father considered a kingmaker in hip-hop. He wasn't just growing up, he was growing up with the burden of dynastic fame, where even the smallest misstep could end up in a tabloid headline. And within this gold-plated reality, the young boy who would later be known as King Combs began to quietly question whether there was space for his own voice, his own identity, and his own empire. While the world often romanticizes the children of the rich and famous, Christian Combs' early life tells a more complicated story. There were no weekend soccer games in the park or sleepovers with school friends. Instead, his schedule was filled with private jet flights between Los Angeles, New York, and Miami, fashion fittings with his mother, and long hours spent on the sets of music videos where his father directed the next hit. He was the silent observer in studios where hip-hop history was being written. While other children learned ABCs, he was absorbing bass lines, lyrical flow, and the politics of fame. But through all the glittering surfaces of that life, it was his mother, Kim Porter, who instilled deeper values. She taught Christian to bow his head and thank the waitstaff, to show love in a sprawling blended family of 7 children, and to recognize every opportunity as a blessing rather than a birthright. Her stories from the runway, grueling travel, missed meals, and solo hustle were more than entertainment. They were life lessons meant to protect her son from the entitlement that often accompanies wealth. Christian learned to navigate a world of excess with humility, often feeling the dissonance between public adoration and private longing for normalcy. That tension between glamour and groundedness would shape the way he approached his own rise, a mixture of silent reflection and an urgent need to be more than just someone's heir. In 2018, at the pivotal age of 20, Christian Combs' world was shattered by a personal tragedy that would forever alter the trajectory of his life. His mother, Kim Porter, his guiding light, protector, and moral compass, passed away unexpectedly at the age of 47. For Christian, the loss was not just emotional, it was spiritual. At her funeral, he stood silently beside her coffin, tears streaming, as the weight of his new reality set in. The one person who always saw him for who he was, not who the world expected him to be, was gone. This devastating moment forced Christian to confront the emptiness that fame, money, and luxury could not fill. But instead of succumbing to the grief, he transformed it into fuel. He made an internal vow to live in a way that would honor her memory, to uphold the values she had instilled in him, and to protect the family she had loved so fiercely. The pain became his motivation, the silence his reflection, and her dreams his blueprint. Suddenly, music wasn't just a career path, it was a vessel for healing, a method to cope, and a platform platform to project his voice. This was not about chasing clout or capitalizing on a last name. This was about redemption, legacy, and evolution. And from the ashes of loss, King Combs would begin to rise with a clarity and purpose that surprised even those who once doubted his depth. While critics were quick to dismiss him as another nepo baby benefiting from celebrity connections, Christian Casey Combs quietly began to shape his own music career on his own terms. He started writing lyrics and recording demo tapes at just 12 years old, observing late-night sessions at Bad Boy Records, the label his father famously built. By 18, he signed with the same label, not as a legacy act, but as a young artist with something to prove. His breakout moment came in 2018 with the release of Love You Better, featuring Chris Brown, which climbed the Billboard charts and dominated streaming platforms like Spotify and Apple Music. The single had everything: a nostalgic 90s vibe, sharp lyrical flow, and a polished hook that captivated club DJs from New York to Miami. But the defining moment came in 2022 when Christian dropped Can't Stop, Won't Stop, featuring Kodak Black, a single that not only became a hit, but also made history. For the first time, a father-son duo, King Combs and Diddy, simultaneously topped Billboard's R&B/hip-hop airplay charts. It was a symbolic handoff of the torch, and a powerful response to critics who claimed he was riding coattails. Christian had not only arrived, he had taken command of the stage. These were no longer songs written in the shadows of giants. They were declarations of independence, sonically and symbolically. King Combs had emerged as a legitimate player in the hip-hop scene, not because of where he came from, but because of where he was determined to go. In 2023, Christian Combs expanded beyond music into the lucrative and image-driven world of fashion, with the launch of his premium streetwear brand, 88 by King Combs. This move wasn't a side hustle or brand endorsement, it was a strategic decision rooted in personal identity and family heritage. Drawing inspiration from his mother Kim Porter's modeling legacy and his own immersion in hip-hop culture, Christian crafted a line that merged luxury with street style. The pieces, bomber jackets, tailored jeans, sleek hoodies, and gold-accented accessories, immediately resonated with Gen Z consumers craving authenticity and exclusivity. The brand didn't rely on gimmicks or flashy logos. Instead, it focused on high-quality Japanese fabrics, clean silhouettes, and patchwork design elements that felt both high fashion and homegrown. Collaborations with major brands like Puma, runway appearances for Dolce & Gabbana, and features in GQ established Christian not just as a fashion figure, but as a serious designer with long-term vision. He once stated, "I want people to feel the King Combs spirit when they wear these pieces," emphasizing that 88 wasn't just clothing, it was storytelling. The brand's limited edition drops routinely sold out online, while pop-up stores in Los Angeles and Miami drew crowds that reflected the fusion of music, fashion, and entrepreneurial swagger. In a world where celebrity labels come and go, King Combs positioned 88 not as merchandise, but as a legacy-building enterprise. While music and fashion put King Combs on the map, it was his investment in real estate that revealed a level of foresight beyond his years. At just 27 years old, Christian owns a portfolio that includes a $45 million mansion in Beverly Hills, a $32 million beachfront villa in Miami, and a $20 million winter estate in Aspen, Colorado. Each of these homes serves a different purpose. The Beverly Hills property is his base for music production, media interviews, and family reunions. The Miami villa is a creative oasis where he brainstorms with stylists, producers, and rappers, and the Aspen Retreat is a spiritual sanctuary for reflection and songwriting during snow-covered winters. The homes are not only lavish, featuring infinity pools, smart sound systems, high-end theaters, and private studio spaces, they're also calculated investments in neighborhoods where property values continue to rise. These are not impulse buys. They are strategic moves, blending luxury with long-term wealth accumulation. At the heart of all three residences is a promise Christian once made to his mother to keep the family united. He often hosts gatherings with his siblings, Quincy, Justin, the twins, and baby Love, proving that beneath the luxury is a deep commitment to kinship. These homes are more than headlines. They are physical manifestations of legacy, security, and the freedom that comes from generational thinking. For King Combs, cars are not just status symbols, they are brand extensions, marketing tools, and sources of daily inspiration. His car collection, worth millions, is meticulously curated to reflect reflect both his love of speed and his dedication to aesthetics. First is his $600,000 Rolls-Royce Phantom, a deep black, ivory interior machine that offers the quiet grace of a private jet. It's his go-to for studio sessions at Bad Boy Records and Fashion Week red carpets. Then there's the $550,000 Lamborghini Aventador SVJ, custom painted in Florida gold, its V12 engine roaring down the Miami coastlines with a thunder that matches his hardest beats. This car, often featured in his Instagram posts and music videos, is more than fast, it's a flex of ambition and dominance. Completing the trio is a $200,000 Mercedes-Maybach S-Class, complete with massage seats, a mini fridge, and full entertainment system, ideal for road trips to Palm Springs or post-show recovery. Each vehicle isn't just driven, it's documented, shared, and leveraged as part of the King Combs aesthetic. Fans don't just stream his songs, they follow his rides, screenshot his outfits, and share his lifestyle as digital aspiration. With every post and public appearance, Christian transforms horsepower into influence, proving that luxury can double as both lifestyle and legacy. From the moment Christian began walking red carpets, he distinguished himself not just with his last name, but with his style. Raised by a mother who taught him the language of fashion and a father who mastered the language of branding, Christian internalized both. His wardrobe includes everything from Balenciaga sneakers to Dior suits, from Louis Vuitton streetwear to custom Patek Philippe watches, valued at over $25,000 each. But his style goes beyond flex, it's intentional. His outfits are always aligned with his narrative, whether it's promoting a new '88 collection or attending a fashion show in Milan. Jewelry plays a starring role too, diamond-encrusted chains, gemstone earrings, and custom rings that catch the flash of every paparazzi camera. But Christian doesn't see fashion as frivolous, he sees it as functional, a way to project power, influence, and aspiration without speaking a word. In interviews, he frequently notes how fashion helps him express individuality, especially in a family where comparisons are constant. And by launching a clothing brand while maintaining his personal luxury image, King Combs has done something few celebrity sons achieve. He's turned consumption into creation, proving that fashion can be both armor and empire. Amid the glittering appearances and viral hits, there lies a softer, often unseen side of King Combs. Despite the cars, the homes, and the fans, he is still a young man carrying the weight of grief, the expectations of a family legacy, and the pressure to outgrow a shadow that looms with the force of a cultural giant. In private, he's confessed to feeling the isolation that fame often brings, the silence after the music ends, the weight of trying to be everything for everyone. And yet he doesn't retreat. Instead, he channels it. Whether it's through lyrics written at 3 a.m., intense gym sessions posted to Instagram, or subtle nods to his mother in his music videos, Christian transforms pain into purpose. His net worth may be estimated at $5 million in 2025, but his true value lies in how he's flipped the narrative. From Nepo baby to cultural architect, from grief-stricken son to focused entrepreneur, King Combs is redefining what it means to inherit fame. He doesn't just want to be remembered as Diddy's son. He wants to be remembered as the king who earned his crown, beat by beat, brick by brick, verse by verse.